Hello everyone. If you're new, my name is Liz. Thank you for stopping by. If you're returning, it's great to see you again. Today we are doing my weekly check-in for my bi-weekly budget. I am also going to let you know how I did with my trip and how I made out. And I calculated something wrong somewhere. I know I did. But I'm not going to be too worried about it. I didn't really come back with much of anything. So I did a little thrifting while I was there. I spent about $30. Food, I probably spent about another $30. I did buy a lot of stuff at Hobby Lobby for my Etsy store that I am trying to get set up. Hotel and fuel, I actually calculated that as zero because I actually sold something several months back and I finally got paid for it and sent the item to the person, and so I just handed that over to who I went with, who was also driving and doing all of that. So that just covered my part of the hotel bill and some of the fuel. While I was gone, well, I should say I did take $313 in cash, and I also allotted $200 in my checking account, and that includes all my savings, my general savings, and my checking account that is just left there for a cushion. That isn't everything that I have. I don't share all of my finances, just what I do within my budget. But from my checking account I did allot $200. So I don't remember what I wrote that down for, but anyway, so while I was on my trip I did spend $186. So I did come under there, but I did have to, when I get back, buy some stuff from Amazon because I couldn't find everything I needed. And then I also spent a little bit at Walmart. So, and then I had a very eventful day. I ended up having to replace the battery in my vehicle because it's just too cold. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, but I actually don't own the vehicle I drive. I am very blessed in that I am given a vehicle I can drive. I don't have to pay for the insurance because I'm covered on the insurance of the owner, and the owner of the vehicle would not let me pay for the battery myself, just basically refused to. But I didn't have any of the tools needed in my vehicle to take care of trading out the battery with a new one, so I did go buy some mechanical tools just to keep in the vehicle so that when something like this happens again, that we don't have to go digging for any tools, especially when it's as cold as it is. It is extremely cold where I live at the moment. I went with 313. I spent 186 while I was gone, spent 187 after I got back. I did have it all calculated up, but I don't remember what I did with it. It kind of all got messed up between the cash and the card I was using once I got home. But anyway, so I ended up with $20 after the vehicle fiasco and all of that was over. So this will be rolled over into my tech, I believe. And just a disclaimer, some of this money that I used to go on the trip, I did pull from my sinking funds to fund it some. So those have been depleted a little bit. Not all of them, but quite a few of them have. And you will see where I did that in my next cash stuffing. I'm not going to go over it right now. So anyway, I ended up with $20 in cash left over, and that will just be rollover. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and do my transactions. I did go over in my grocery budget this week, as I ended up spending $3.73. And I went ahead and decided I was covering that with part of this money that was left over. That's from within my trip. I could have stayed within budget pretty easily. I wanted to try a few things. So that's what we did there. And then groceries for next week is still $30. House, well, let's look. Let's see what I have in here. All right, so groceries next week. Let's just double check that. I don't think I used any of it, but it is 25 and 30. So house should still have $10. There's 5, 10. Thrift is 0 because I didn't stuff that this week. All right, fun should be $10. Oh. Well, somewhere, and I completely missed where, I used up some of my fun funds, and I'm not sure where. I'm going to have to figure that out. So I used $5 at the fun fund. Oh, I know what I did. I bought some shampoo, and it came out of this instead of my house budget, which it should have. So let's go ahead and switch those back around, and we'll put the actual funds back into the fun envelope. So house is 5, and then oops should still be 25. There is 20 and 5. So did good there. So, and I forgot to put down, I put in here that it was minus 373 and it was leftover money that I used to cover that. So I'm not too worried about that. That leaves us with a total of $30.45 left. So we can go ahead, flip over to the calendar, go ahead and input in where we used money so that I can know where my money is going. I did go ahead and input in what I did use between the 3 days that I spent money on my trip and the money that was left over from that. So then groceries, I did groceries on the 10th. I am going to go ahead and stick my little sticker in there. And I forgot to do house, so we'll do $5. We'll do that underneath the 11th. All right, that is going to be everything I have for my check-in. I know my totals and stuff were a little off. They aren't quite accurate. Gives me a good idea of where I need to improve in doing that. Thank you for coming by and checking out how I did for my week 1. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.